refreshing.
Amazing.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Full Feature Podcast. I hope you can hear us well because we just splashed out on 3 new mics and the rest. So
New equipment.
Yeah, new equipment.
We're new men this week.
So welcome back to the podcast. We have actually a bit of news. So we are on YouTube. I am moving our catalog over slowly and surely. We're still going to be on Spotify, still going to be in Apple Podcasts and the rest. Google Podcast just seems to take it and just put it everywhere. So I don't know who owns whatever. But yeah, we're on YouTube. It's the Full Feature Podcast. Please subscribe. And yeah, I'm slowly building it up. And we are going to start videoing soon. And we're setting up our own little studio up the top. So that'll be really interesting. Going to be working on clips and everything else. So there's lots to come. Very exciting. Also, we know about the competition. Okay, the cinema's closed. Okay,
Right, we decided to do a competition where we were going to give away cinema tickets the same week the cinema's closed. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
It's this cursed year.
Yeah.
But we didn't forget about you people.
Yeah, we
know
have
it's
everyone. We know what the story is. We're trying to think of a prize. I was thinking the DVD, but then I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Who has a DVD player these
Yeah,
days?
that's just an inconvenience.
And then like a drive-in cinema was an option. Who has a car? So I mean, like,
Someone's just walking to the drive-in cinema. Like.
we might just wait it out. But
Yeah, just be patient with us. Keep an eye out on our socials, guys. We will make an announcement on it, but don't think we've forgotten about it. We've got everybody who entered in it. We've all got this stored in the full feature database.
let us know if you want to come over and watch a movie with us.
But yes, and so lots of exciting stuff to come. The competition is still on. We have all your details. We know who you are. This week, we're actually doing a really exciting topic. It is movie remakes / reboots, the best and the worst, because there's been some absolutely fantastic ones, and there's been some fucking dire ones, more recently being dire ones. But one thing that I realized when we were researching this episode is, fuck me, everything's a remake.
Literally
Good point.
everything.
Everything is a
Good
fucking
point.
remake.
Yeah.
Even The Wizard of Oz is a remake.
What?
Yeah, because there's an original film that was silent, and then they're like, fuck, this shit bangs, we need to make it we need to make it in with sound.
This shit bang.
Are you saying like they had shot the original like with...
No, different cast.
Different
and everything.
cast, okay,
I think it was like
yeah.
1931, 32.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
hold
yeah,
me to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was shot in black and white in silent film.
I think was it as well, like wasn't the original, well, not the original Wizard of Oz now, because it turns out it's a remake.
Yeah.
But wasn't it one of the first movies to have colour in it, and that was the whole transition between black and white and colour?
It was definitely one of the first ones that I think to be shot in colour, because I know that there was a lot of films that were colorized.
Colorized,
and they
yeah.
literally painted
They look
every
like
frame.
pencil. They look like pencil. Like when you watch like the old Charlie Chaplin films, which are fucking class.
They're great. They're
do you ever
superb.
watch what's it called? The Great Dictator.
Great Dictator.
That's superb
I've
movie.
only ever seen the
And the
famous
speech.
speech from it, because
Yeah.
the speech is the most beautiful thing.
With
that's ever been in
Hans
cinema.
Zimmer time over it on every YouTube video.
Those are great films, but I just remember watching them as a kid, and I had like the colored version or whatever.
Yeah, you
and
could
it's
get
like,
it's
like
like
a walking kind of piece of art.
You
but-
can do that with like even with It's a Wonderful Life and stuff like that. Now you can buy like
Yeah.
colored versions and like discolored versions.
Yeah.
But Jack, this was your idea. You've kind of wanted to do this for a while.
Yeah.
You've been mentioning it, so let's get into what
Cool.
you've been.
I have a plan because I've been thinking about this. I was thinking if you guys would give me 2 remakes that you liked
Okay, excellent.
and 2 remakes that you didn't like, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with the 2 of mine that I like, the 2 of mine that I don't like, and I'm gonna hit you with some films that you wouldn't know are remakes.
Okay, excellent.
And there's some hot takes here. Not
Okay.
hot takes, but there's a lot of films that I've looked into.
That
and I'm
you'll
like,
go like,
you're
whoa.
like, wow, that's a remake, or you'd be like, oh, I forgot that fucking existed.
Are we including reboots?
Yeah, reboots.
Yeah,
right,
reboots
right.
and like
So,
soft
remakes,
reboots.
reboots, yeah.
For example, RoboCop 2011
That's a
that's a remake reboot.
reboot. Yeah,
Reboot,
essentially.
yeah.
Like,
Is that also a sequel?
No,
No, that's not a
okay,
sequel.
because I haven't seen that shit. Like,
Well, I mean, this is the thing. So, like, when we talk about remakes, everyone knows your standard. Like, it's a film. You either remake it with the same storyline. a reboot often refers to it takes place in the same universe with similar characters, but with a slightly different storyline. And then that can also be referred to as a sequel, because you have the Star Wars franchise. You look at The Force Awakens, that was a soft reboot. It was essentially
soft reboot.
The
with
same
Mark
universe.
Wahlberg taking the helm in Transformers.
Exactly. Yeah. You take a couple of years.
Terminator. I don't know what's going on with that.
Again, I would call those soft reboots. Yeah.
I love how, like, did you see the new Terminator trailer? And it's like, it's the worst Terminator that's ever been invented. And it's like, the stakes keep getting higher. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is like, Senna, I will help you. I'm definitely going to watch that
again. Okay, so I'm going to go for my... I have a ton of remakes that I liked.
Yeah, but that's fine. We can talk about whatever you want.
But the two main ones that I'm going to talk about, because I've mentioned other ones in the past and stuff. My first one then is The Ring. The 2000 and I think it was 2003 remake, a US remake. Before it, another remake, an American remake of a film, the Stephen King one.
Yeah.
The Ring was the highest grossing horror movie until it came out in 2017 in the US.
I believe it, because this got the fucking run through with Scary Movie, and it was just such a part of pop culture.
Yeah, it was immediate pop culture. Yeah,
the woman coming out of the TV.
Samara
I've never
coming
seen
out of the television. It was such a big thing. Like,
and I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I used to mill watching horror films with my cousins, and it would be a big thing. Where, where you'd be on sleepovers and you'd watch horror films. I watched like The Exorcist. I watched all of like the classic scary films. None of them scared me. I remember I watched The Ring. I was up for like 5 nights after. It was horrible.
And that's why I want to talk about it, because it's a remake that is done so well. And I've seen Ringu. Ringu is good. It's creepy. You know,
what country is Ringu from?
Japanese.
Japan,
The Japanese love horror, like the Grudge, and they all came from around the same time. It was like late 90s, early 2000s. They're all essentially old Japanese lore brought into a modern day telling. You know, of this demon that will latch onto you, and you know,
it's like Momo.
Yeah, oh my God, I was just thinking about that today. Remember that whole Momo debacle, like...
Oh God, my mom works at school. It's like, what are you going to do about Momo? What do you want me to do?
That was like a national crisis.
For fuck's sake. Kids need to fucking grow up. I hate to bend like a fucking boomer or something.
But they really do.
You're like, fucking hell, what's the secretary of the school going to do about fucking Momo?
I genuinely think the parents are more scared of it than the kids. Like,
oh, it's pretty fucking scary.
So... The Ring, it stars Naomi Watts. It was directed by Gore Verbinski, who, I hate to say it, has been found out. He had a great start. He directed the first Pirates of the Caribbean. He directed Rango and The Ring, and he hasn't made anything good since. But he did a really good retelling of it. It was modern, and it's like, the one thing that always captivated me about it was how they shot the actual videotape, which is the whole, you know, if you haven't seen The Ring, I don't know how you haven't seen it at this stage, but you watch a videotape, you get a phone call in 7 days, you die. But remember how creepy that videotape was and the content of it was?
Was that the premise of the first
Ringu? It's exactly same.
It's shot for shot, is it? Right?
It's not shot for shot, but it is, you know, same thing about Naomi. You've got Naomi Watts' character. She's got a child. The child watches the tape. It's more about a kind of investigation. She's a reporter. I think in Ringu actually he's a cop, the boyfriend in it, but it's the same. They really made very subtle differences, except just how it's shot completely differently. But it's the same story, and the actual tape itself is a lot creepier in the US version. They just really like nailed it. Like it's like when you see any creepy internet video now that you see on YouTube, that all came from The Ring. You know, anything like that was like just utilizing weird footage and stuff and all. And like when you look at it now, it doesn't really. It's not that creepy. It's just a bunch of flies and like a person and a well and stuff. It's just static shots. But I just loved that. And then another one I'm going to talk about, which I was doesn't get talked about enough because it's an old remake.
Before you move on from The Ring, one thing that I really appreciate about The Ring, because you do kind of look at The Ring and you're like, it's a good film, but you don't look at it like it's a really banger of a film, is that it's got that Jaws effect. It is such a slow burner throughout the whole thing.
There is no immediate horror in that film.
It is completely,
I haven't seen it. I've only seen Scary Movie 3, so I suppose
I mean, the problem is...
I have seen
the problem is if you've seen Scary Movie 3, you know what happens in The Ring. You've basically seen it.
With aliens.
I mean, Samara literally beats the shit into Naomi Watts. But, yeah, like as you say, like it's a slow burner. It relied more on...
And telling instead of showing.
Yeah, and like creeping you out for the entire movie. There is 1 or 2 jump scares in it.
But at the end, you see her in action.
And that sits with me to this day.
Yeah.
And my earliest memory of The Ring was actually, we must have only been about like 7 or 8, maybe younger, when this actually came out. And my dad was like dying to see it. He used to be a massive horror fan, not so much anymore, but he was dying to see it because everyone was talking about it. So he rented it from Extravision. And this is like burned into my memory. So he was staying up watching it downstairs. And I came down scared and crept down the stairs, and he didn't hear me, and I literally came up behind him as Samara was coming out of the television, and he like screamed and then of course I started crying, and he was like, and I was like, that just sticks with me to this day.
Fucking die.
He literally thought,
we're gonna fucking die.
You woke Samara. What are we gonna tell
your fault?
What are we gonna tell your mother?
7 days.
But yeah, like that's just a remake. I think that was just executed perfectly. Another one I'm just going to briefly mention because I'm sure we'll get into like our individual ones more, but is The Fly, the 1980s movie starring Jeff Goldblum. It's a remake of an old 1950s thing, and you know, I'll be talking about the thing and stuff like that and all, but it basically, horror in the 80s went through this thing where you just take a campy 50s movie, like it came from outer space, like, and just make it the guy who directed The Fly was David Cronenberg, who you know, the whole joke in Rick and Morty is he's like into gross out humor, and like this is like next level.
It's a good flick though.
It's amazing.
It's a fucking class.
It's amazing. It is.
I love
so
like
good.
how he's like this suave, fucking cool.
He's
scientist.
fresh scientist.
He's so fresh.
Yeah,
and it's like this is like Goldblum, like when it's fucking prime.
When he was like sexy as it gets.
Yeah.
This guy was like
just. Like as it goes on, he just becomes a horrible.
It's literally.
It is fucking
repulsive.
It's
like
repulsive,
it is literally like, and you know, like his skin is falling off, and the whole movie is just him turning into a fly. It's, you know, he develops a teleporter, a fly gets in, his DNA gets mixed with the fly, and he slowly turns into it. And the beauty of it is the use of like animatronics they used, practical effects back in the 80s.
So good.
If you needed to show a fly vomiting, you were literally making this like disgusting fucking thing. Like I just love
like
that
how
film.
It's nice for him at the start. Like he gets like fucking really great reactions, and like
it's all going for him.
Yeah,
it's all going for him.
He's fucking mad with the women and all.
Yeah,
like,
he's got Gina. He's banging Gina Davis, who was like the thing in the 80s. Let me tell you that. This was before Stuart Little. He had it all. But you know, and you know, if you watch the 50s version of it, I haven't seen it in full, but you can watch clips on YouTube.
It's like a comedy.
It is literally like a comedy. Like his head is a fly.
It's a fly's head,
and he's running around with this fly head, and he's like, whoa. And then his head is on like a fly. Like, and I think it was like a B movie at the time, but I mean, I think it was kind of revolutionary because it used practical effects. But it was the 80s version was the perfect way of taking a campy premise and making it fucking disturbing. And like, I live for it. I love watching a disgusting thing.
Yeah,
like,
there's so many horror film remakes.
Oh, I mean, I would say the majority are exactly.
There's some great ones though. Another great horror remake is The Evil Dead.
Yes.
2000 and early 2000s.
It was early 2000s. I remember seeing. I saw this in the cinema, so it couldn't have been that young. Like, I mean, it's 18s, but I think I would have been before we were 18 when I came. I do remember seeing it in the cinema.
It's just a simple fucking movie, simple concept, and it's just executed well.
Yeah, all they did was they took the things that made the first Evil Dead great and just brought them into modern. And like, some people could think that's shit, but I thought there was really great moments in it. Like, Evil Dead is just your cabin in the woods movie. They open a book. It was made famous because Sam Raimi, the original one, made it in the 80s. Sam Raimi shot it on like $1,000, and you know, it was a student project, but it ended up being fucking huge. Then they made Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. But when they made the remake, there was like a lot of mixed opinions about it, but I saw it and I really enjoyed it. And they really went for the gross out stuff, because there's tons of gross out stuff in the original one. Like, there's actually a scene where a girl like has a box cutter open and she literally licks it to a point where it cuts her tongue in half. It's done so well. It's done really well.
Fucking shit at gore.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. When up until I was like 18, I was like, I can watch whatever I want.
And now you like squeamish?
I'm just like, I'm fucking squeamish as fuck.
I'm like, give it to me. I'm like, if I see a gory movie, I'm like, yes. I want to see someone's head exploding.
Like Brightburn, I was just like, oh, this is horrible.
How do you fare with The Boys? Because The Boys is extremely gruesome.
The Boys is very gory, but I don't know. I watch it kind of like on the laptop from across the room.
I think, like,
I'm fine with that.
Do you think that, like, at times The Boys is very unnecessarily gory?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
there was a scene in the last episode, which we're not going to get into because we're
just so you know, we are saving our, like, Boys walkthrough for, we're going to save all of the next episodes for not the next podcast, the podcast after that. So we're going to talk about the last 3 episodes, I believe, in, like, the one go. What we do want to mention, just, like, very briefly in passing, is that there is going to be a spin-off series of The Boys based in a college in America that's run by Vought for superhero college students, basically.
Yeah, we talked about
college
it on
or is it high school?
It's high school, I think. It's high
Is
school.
it high school?
Yeah, it's high school. Like,
Oh, so it's like Sky High?
Essentially, yeah.
Sky
But I'd
High's
imagine
banging.
there's going to be a lot more fucking banging and drugs and
there's
fucking...
definitely going to be a few accusations.
Is it high
of
school?
terrible things going on.
Is it high school?
It's high school.
Because that makes it actually, there's going to be a lot more longevity to it then.
Yeah.
Because then you can bring them into college. And because they're superheroes, it actually makes sense for them
They'll probably
all to be
already be 30. Like.
Yeah, they're going to cast 30-year-olds.
It's okay,
to
because
play
they're all
16-year-olds.
superhumans, so they can just fucking walk.
But anyway,
around.
I was thinking, what might be a fun thing as well, can we think about the remakes or the reboots that we've actually covered on the podcast so far?
Well, we talked about, again, the Stephen King podcast that has gone to the
talked
document.
about it.
We
just
talked about
made
it.
us fucking redo that, but we just sit here.
We have discussed Blade Runner. We discussed...
Quarantine.
Quarantine,
That was
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We also discussed Mad Max Fury Road.
I think these were very brief though, like they'd almost get dessert. Like I'm talking about Blade Runner today.
Yeah. We haven't like gotten into. I mean, is there any like remakes that we gave like full?
Well, Quarantine we gave like a full space to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
I mean, we actually watched it.
What episode was that again?
That was our quarantine.
Our quarantine.
We did like Contagion and shit as well.
Yeah.
God, that was inappropriate.
Yeah, that probably scared a lot of people.
Like we recommended Contagion, and that film is like this most terrifying film. for the times we
Unsettling
live in.
thing ever. Like, yeah.
Fucking hell, I watched. Netflix put that back on Netflix.
Yeah, like at the time they were like, let's put this on so we can scare
Did
people.
any other remakes that we've talked about jump out at you? I mean, reboots, we've talked at length about Star Wars multiple times and different things like that.
You see, like, I mean, at the start of the podcast, we talked about new movies because that was the thing when new movies came out.
Yeah, then we had to go back and cover the bases.
Everything that's been done in the past. Like, I don't think we've really... This is like the perfect time. This is the perfect episode for us to like get into it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I was just thinking, could we like, was there any ones that we missed along the way? But
I do give out about the Disney remakes a bit.
Yeah, I think we've always mentioned
they're
Disney.
just cash
They always
cows
come
now. We
into.
can have our own
they're absolute dog shit. Yeah.
What are 2 remakes that you don't like, Ian, or reboots?
Oh, okay. Well, where to start? I'm gonna stick at 2 because we got a lot. But one that I particularly hated was the Total Recall remake. With Colin Farrell.
He's just lazy. Can we just fucking...
He is fucking lazy.
He's just lazy. I think he just made his money.
He will say yes to anything.
He'll say yes.
He had a chance to like really be under Martin McDonagh, like flesh his whole acting career out to the world, and he just didn't.
Is he shite in True Detective? Someone told me last night
he's actually a good one.
He's the only good thing about that
True
season.
Detective.
Yeah, that season is just a fucking...
It's really bad.
Is really fucking bad. But like Total Recall is the perfect excuse to talk about lazy Colin Farrell. It is literally like, what the fuck is this? They also, the whole appeal of the original Total Recall was Mars. They're on Mars, and it's like this biodome.
Oh, it's not Mars. Yeah, it's not Mars.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's you know, it's based on Mars. It's not like he's in a simulation. Let's say.
Did they tell you that he's in a simulation of this one? Because the great thing about Total Recall
is you don't know. Is the ambiguity.
It's one of the films that you really have no idea.
Yeah. So it starts off where he wants to go on a holiday, and they offer you these virtual holidays, and then they offer you, you know, you can be a super spy if you want in your holiday, and then, you know, it starts going wrong, and he like breaks out, and then they're like, no, you actually are. You're like a sleeper agent. Do you know what I mean? And he goes through this whole thing.
The most stressful thing ever.
Yeah, and he's going through it, but you don't really know. Oh, is this just part of the simulation? And you don't really find out. It leaves it totally ambiguous. But it was set on Mars. I loved that about it. You had all the like mutant guys in it, which were like amazing.
It was a very like, it was an unbelievable story and premise, and everything that went around it was deadly. On top of having like 3-boobed women.
3-boobed women.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard
Arnold
about the
Yeah.
3-breasted woman.
It's like legend at the stage.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
like beefy Arnold just smashing heads as well. And I think there's like one stage where he actually like completely clobbers a head. Like
He literally.
because this is prime beef Arnold.
Yeah,
like,
so there's literally nothing wrong with the original.
Like there's quite literally a scene where he's like stuck outside in like Mars' atmosphere and his eyes are popping out of his face.
I've seen that kid.
Everyone's seen it as a meme. Like,
Because like we said, actually, we discussed this on the Dystopian pod. This was like the first film to try visual effects on top of practical effects. Because there's that infamous scene where he's walking through the X-ray and they see he's got a gun. And I loved all that. You know, and it's got so much 80s charm. It's directed by Paul Verhoeven, who did Starship Troopers and the original RoboCop. And it's full of satire. It's full of 80s capitalism, corporate satire, everything I love about a movie. And then the fucking dumbass fucking one that came out in, what was it, like 2008 or something?
2014.
It was fucking so bad. First of all, it's not set on Mars. It's set on Earth, and they have this weird tunnel as a replacement for Mars. They have this tunnel that goes from one end of Earth to the other. It was basically the same story, but they tried to make it like, this isn't your dad's story.
Yeah.
There was nothing fun about it.
Do that.
It took itself so seriously. All the action was fucking terrible. All this CGI, it was just such a bastardization, and it paved the way for that fucking shitty RoboCop remake that we got.
Minority Report came out as well,
which was a sequel,
rebooted
which is a soft
reboot sequel.
Which I don't mind Minority Report. I think it's okay. I like the concept behind it.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the
It's Tom Cruise. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
The original one was Tom Cruise.
Minority Report.
Yeah.
There is no second Minority Report. Minority Report is a sequel to Total Recall.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No. I know that they're in the same universe. I don't think that
they're not direct sequels.
That they're direct, but I think that there is a second Minority Report sequel.
Really?
It is. Sorry,
it
is a TV series.
Oh, made by who?
That came out. Sorry, Jack's fucking 4G is desolate, or else it's my phone now at this stage. But I actually can't see. It was one season. 10 episodes.
Okay, clearly.
In 2015, I didn't hear about it, and it's made by Greg Beeman.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Or
clearly didn't make much of an impact.
Max Borenstein. Yeah, well, like Philip K. Dick is.
Yeah, you see, they're all Philip K. Dick stories, like. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of them are.
They're the same universe, but yeah, obviously that fucking didn't go down too well either. Yeah, but like, there's like this episode's really gonna like show to us that there's really no such thing as original thought anymore.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
there's absolutely
most films
not.
are just remakes,
especially when it comes to Hollywood. Like,
I mean, books. It's just I mean, it's just. But those are my two bad ones. Does anyone else want to chime in here?
Yeah, I've got fucking loads of them here. So I think this one is pretty infamous. It's the 2005 remake of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Oh my god!
Which is just creepy, weird, and strange.
I really like it.
This is like one of the worst movies ever made.
I like it better than the original Willy Wonka.
No, the original Willy Wonka's class. It's just like they're doing. It's just like so like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like a birthday party in a fucking English coal town. Like they're just trying so hard, but it's still a bit grey. Like.
Yeah, it's and it's much more impressive. Like the fact that like no one knew who Gene Wilder was, and he just came out as Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
or like the boat scene where they're going down like like no one knew that was happening.
No,
Gene Wilder just like played it up like a madman.
Completely
and then,
got so weird.
Elements like that, but I gotta say. Love Johnny Depp.
Yeah, okay, I get it, but it's just.
Don't tell me you guys like him.
It's kind of just like annoying how they just constantly keep on making these reboots and remakes of beloved things, and we see it a lot now. I feel like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory really fucking started.
It got the ball rolling.
I actually think
that was the last time anyone.
It was like, who do we have?
You are probably dead right there. That was what actually set the pavement for all of these things.
Before that movie came out,
who's big? Who's hot? Oh, Colin Farrell. Yes, sweet.
Let's get him. What do we have the rights to? It's like, what do we have the rights to? What do we have the rights to?
Nothing to do. Not even a reboot. But I'm just thinking about Halle Berry. Just
shove it
just being Catwoman. But no, that's one it's just oversaturated. I just think it's weird. It's kind of weird how he's just exploiting these fucking South American people as well.
Well,
they're quite literally his slaves.
The Oompa Loompas originally were completely other and alien. Like they didn't exist basically on like the world, but in this one, Johnny Depp finds these South Americans
in like the Amazon.
He enslaves them essentially.
He finds out that they worship cocoa beans,
and he makes them work in a factory for the rest of their lives.
Yes. And like the thing about it is as well is like apparently the Tim Burton version, Johnny Depp version, is way more accurate to the Roald Dahl book. Like it has like the songs that Oompa Loompa sing in it are fucking terrible, by the way, but they were in the Roald Dahl one.
Yeah, they're like bass and drums.
Yeah, they're like proper like
EDM, like, and they're coming out singing about dead children.
It's also a fucking long ass movie.
It's so long. I can imagine the producers
being like 3 hours.
What?
I didn't fucking know it was that long.
It is long.
No,
it is long.
Both of them are so long.
Like, do you remember just when you think it's
There's
over?
no third act.
Wait, do you remember
there's a fourth one though.
just when you think it's over, they have that whole epilogue with like Christopher Lee and all, and that whole resolution with him as his dad, like not letting him eat sweets. And
What's this fucking movie called?
Wait, is Christopher Lee?
It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the remake.
Okay.
Christopher Lee is
Willy Wonka, not Willy Wonka. Yeah, Willy Wonka's dad.
In the Johnny Depp remake.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
I actually know that. I remember that.
Okay, that's
and he's like, you can't.
He's like, Freddie Highmore is Charlie.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
I actually think that film that I remember seeing it as a kid and I was like, this was a banger.
I hated it
because I loved the original.
So
I mean, you see, as a kid, it was like I liked the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so the new Willy Wonka banging like
it creeped me out so much. Like you love lore. You love.
We now know more about Willy Wonka thanks to Johnny Depp and Tim Burton.
They gave his character depth it didn't need. Jack, do you have a running time on it yet?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a picture of Johnny Depp to show you. It's just so funny. It's 155 minutes. That's a fucking long ass movie.
That's 2.5 hours long.
That is ludicrous for a fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake. Like, what the hell?
I think the book's like 200 pages.
The book you could do in a night.
Okay. I'm gonna show you Johnny Depp dressed as Willy Wonka.
I'm scared.
I want to see your reaction.
This gives me nightmares, man.
I'm just gonna show you. Okay, I'm just gonna be like ripping off the plastic. I don't think you realise how creepy this movie is.
He was
a fucking freak.
He was the closest thing you will get to like a pervert.
Well, here's the thing: like they somehow with Gene Wilder managed to pull off a non-perverted version.
Yeah.
And then like as her against all odds,
he's a pretty perverted character.
He didn't come out perverted, but with fucking Johnny Depp, they were like, right, he's a child molester.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp was like, fine by me.
This is like Gene Wilder's Jimmy Savile pre being found out, and Johnny Depp is prior to being found out.
I'm gonna go through one that I really enjoyed. Dread. So
you love this movie.
Yeah,
I love this film also.
I think it's just a fucking Dread. The original Dread with Sylvester Stallone.
It's a banger too.
It's also a banger. Yeah, it's like I don't know if
much
they
more
made sequels to that.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, but the great thing about this Dread movie is it's fucking rated R. Half of these remakes, they're super violent 80 films and 90 films made, like films made in the 80s and 90s, and they're like, it's like, oh, let's make it 12s. It's like, why the new Terminators all 12s? No one who's a massive fan of the fucking Terminator is 12 years old, okay? It's all fucking people who are fucking 30.
Who saw the original ones in the 80s.
Yeah,
want to see more.
And it's like, you're trying to make more money, but you're also
hindering
getting rid of 90% of your fucking Pareto's Law. Okay, 70% of your fucking thing is gonna come in from 30% of your people, and you're getting rid of half of these people. Being like, I haven't seen any of the last 3 Terminators. I've only watched fucking reviews online where people go in depth with them and just be like, "This happened and it was shit.
I can't
it ruined the
legacy.
It was shit."
I cannot face those.
Well, I don't understand at what point in film that they kind of realize that, like, all right, if we market all this shit towards kids, we'll make triple the money.
It's just because the demographics show them like, oh look, kids go to the cinema. Yeah, but
then they
fucking Disney shit.
Then they
Marvel shit.
Yeah.
Like why didn't I would be so up for seeing a fucking 18s Terminator reboot. Just fucking fully reboot it.
Yeah.
They've made all these stupid universes where like Sarah Connor is now like fucking Emilia Clarke, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is like fucking. He sacrifices himself again and all, but just takes all the
that poor fella has sacrificed himself.
Yeah,
again,
it's Terminator 2. You can maybe watch Terminator 3 and get away with it, and then just be like, okay, the third one disappointed, but the first two are great.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I actually would rather them just kill the franchise dead now.
Yeah,
I don't want to see any.
I don't want to see a Terminator.
You know, like, what I'd be up for if you're talking about old franchises is give me more Alien versus Predator. I'm down for that all day. But anything else, just kill it off. Like, Alien vs. Predator is just fun, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this. We did mention Alien vs. Predator in a previous episode, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we talked about the Alien franchise and how it's just gone to shit. And, like, the thing is, Alien and Predator are two, like, completely different properties.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, even how the movies were approached, they were so different. Like,
well, Predator
Fox
2
just
set
the
it
worst
up.
fucking
they just throw things together.
ever.
But Predator 2 set it up, though.
Yeah, but like the irony of it is like Predator 2 is like really campy and ridiculous when like the Alien movies always took themselves really seriously and
I don't think Predator 2 takes itself less seriously than Predator 1.
It does. Well, I suppose
there's like gang members that are like butchered like fucking cows in a factory.
Yeah, but in the opening scene of Predator 2, there's a bunch of gang members literally just planting their faces in cocaine, like literally smashing their faces into cocaine, like, and then they just get skinned by the Predator. Like,
sorry, no, those movies are fucking ridiculous. But back to my original point.
Let's go back to Dread.
I need to go back to Dread because I've been fucking ranting about the Terminator franchise. But no, they were like, we're going to reboot it, right? Okay, obviously it needed a reboot. You can't get fucking Sylvester Stallone to do it. He's fucking in Vancouver, fucking living in that treehouse. But they were like, let's fucking get Karl Urban in. He's hot shit. He kind of was hot shit at that time. He's hot shit again now. But like they just made it. It's violent. They got Donald Gleason in it, who plays a fucking freak. They got your man from Game of Thrones, fucking Cersei. She's great.
Oh yeah,
Lena
Headey.
It's just super fucking violent. It shows how corrupt that fucking. It's great at world building, even though it's only one fucking tiny. It's
comic, wasn't it? Or a graphic novel, wasn't it?
It's got its own drug, which is really cool, and
I love when they do
gives them a fucking. It's called Chromo, I think.
Are you thinking of Chronol and Snowpiercer?
Oh yeah, I am fucking thinking that. Apologies, I
they
don't know
all
what
kind
the
of
fuck
have
it's
the same
called.
name.
They're all very.
They literally are called the same thing.
Yeah, but anyway, it allows it to go slow mo, so it's like you get to see fucking.
Is it called slow mo?
I think it is called slow mo.
I think it might be called slow mo.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
Like it's supposed to be kind of a campy movie or whatever, but it's ultra violent. Like it's just fucking great. It's one of those small concealed stories. It's in a tower, and it's kind of like this is a small scale story. So you're not like, oh, I'm gonna blow up the entire city. It's literally like, I'm gonna fucking kill Judge Dredd, and like I'm gonna get away with it. And you know he's to fight up the tower. And then
it's basically the Raid. It's kind of like the Raid.
Kind of like the Raid.
Yeah. That's actually. I'd imagine it was heavily inspired by that.
Ultra violent. Fucking Karl Urban's a great Dredd. The bike's cool. He's just.
Yeah, visually it looked really cool. It really looked like they nailed like
it's fucking grimy.
Grimy, that kind of aesthetic, like.
And that's just what needs to be done.
It's also worth noting that this film flops despite getting.
And I feel like that's why they're like making it 12s. Because
I think they were afraid. I think they're maybe starting to learn now because we've had things like It and stuff and all. Well, again, they're kind of like the second It was 12s, I think. But you have like Deadpool, which is R-rated, and that's like the highest grossing R-rated film in history. So I think maybe they're starting to cop on a little bit. Like now, I say maybe. Like I don't have any hope for this.
Sorry, just
slow mo. Yeah,
it's actually called.
Yeah, it's actually called slow mo.
So maybe they're starting to cop on a little bit, but like. There's no reason a movie like Dread shouldn't have done really well. I remember the marketing for this film was weirdly terrible because I remember there was an ad for it and all it had was, remember that fucking song by LaRue, Going In For The Kill?
Yeah.
And there was like some slow version of it and it would show you literally like 5 seconds of the film. And that was the only advertising I could see for it. I remember that so
Going and by LaRue, But I think that people expected this to be campier than it was
because the original one was very campy.
Yeah, I mean, like if it sticks to like the comics a lot more. Like he never takes off his helmet,
which I love.
It's grimy as fuck.
He's got his different bullets as well. It's like incendiary.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. And like him as a character is just this like big brooding lad.
There's no character development for him whatsoever.
Yeah, as well. He's not speaking
because you don't need to. Yeah.
And what I love about it as well is it's also like, as we said, it's very like similar to the Raid in like style that he's making his way up these flats, but it's also kind of like Snowpiercer in a sense as well because each floor of the flat is like a different kind of more horrible division. But the whole idea of though, because even the tip top of the flat is still disgusting, it's kind of like that whole kind of high-rise living.
Yeah, the higher you go, the worse
and
it gets.
It's the size of a block, and it's absolutely disgusting. But you could kind of see how that's a commentary on like where it could have gone if these high-rise flats were more endorsed. You know, like we were only recently talking about like the Ballymun Towers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have another remake that I really enjoyed. It is the Planet of the Apes.
Oh man, you beat me! Oh, what a fucking banger! Rise of the Planet of the Apes is honestly, quote me now, the best remake that's ever happened.
Whoa, that is
best
a bold
fucking remake that's ever
It's
happened.
my favorite Planet of the Apes movie. Period. Like,
here's a hot take as well. Okay, in the second movie in that trilogy, right?
Which was War for the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn of the Planet.
Dawn of the Planet. War was the final.
War was the final. War was awful.
It's the best.
Yeah, not great.
It's the best movie marketing ever. When they get power back and he plugs in his iPad and looks at the
photo of James Franco.
Yeah, the photo of James Franco. And he starts crying and shit. That's fucking
It was amazing.
banging.
It was amazing.
It's great. It's a great scene, but it is the best product marketing ever, where it's like the Apple sign.
Apples,
like,
and
you know
what? We'll own you soon.
You know what's hilarious about that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? And I was watching it and I was like, no fucking way they're doing this. It's very like Animal Farm in that like the entire storyline is
built on a lie.
The Bolshevik rise.
Yeah, it literally is. It literally is.
It's literally like character for character the exact fucking same. Yeah. Like Caesar is essentially fucking Trotsky in this.
Who was that? Who was his enemy? The bonobo. Koba. He's
Stalin.
I remember reading a ridiculous fact about this at the time. Koba was the first time they had a bonobo in like a Planet of the Apes movie. So they always had orangutans, they've always had gorillas, and they've always had chimpanzees. And then they always want to put a bonobo in because they're slightly different to chimps, but they're just as intelligent. And so they decided to make Kobo a bonobo.
Oh, I thought he was just a chimp.
No, he's a bonobo.
Oh, I've never noticed it. I never noticed the difference.
You wouldn't really. I mean, if you look at pictures of the two, they look extremely similar. But bonobos are the ones that are just as intelligent as, and I think they did that intentionally to make him be like, oh, he's just as intelligent as Caesar, let's say.
Yeah. Oh no, they're fucking class movies. Even the first one where it's set in like modern day with James Franco.
And the first one, the stakes are much lower. I mean, they're literally just about Caesar being put in captivity.
It's so organic.
Yeah, it's just so...
It's not forced. It's not like these apes are going
I remember being in the cinema and that scene when Caesar grabs Draco Malfoy's hand and they do the call back to the original and get your filthy hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
Yeah.
And he goes, no. And I just was like... Oh my god, that was the coolest thing
it's so cool.
Ever. But like, everyone in the cinema literally went like, whoa, when that happened.
It was just one of those movies where you just didn't expect it to be that good when you walked in.
Yeah.
Because there was a 2000 remake.
That was Tim Burton again.
Tim Burton.
Fucking Tim Burton.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, and it ends with Abraham Lincoln with that chimp on the chair.
The chimp is sitting in the fucking massive thing opposite.
Well, I do think that
there's like cop chimps coming out and all.
But I do think that Rise of the
that film was a disaster.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes, though, that is fucking chimp rambling. That's not again. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I do believe, is a prequel to that. Though.
It is a prequel.
Yeah,
it is a prequel
to that. Whereas this franchise is completely estranged from the very original.
No. I think this franchise is a prequel to the very first Planet of the Apes movie, the Charlton Heston one.
But the Charlton Heston one has no mention really to Caesar. Whereas Tim Burton's Caesar is the character. Caesar's the one who said no.
Mm.
And I'm almost positive that the Tim Burton one is the that's the base material.
No, I did read something about this. In the original Planet of the Apes, the Charlton Heston one, they make reference to this ape that is meant to be Caesar in the Rise.
But in the Tim Burton one,
they do. They literally do. Like I know,
Those fucking original Planet of the Apes, like the ones from when were they made? Fucking.
And they made like 8 of them.
8 of them. Yeah.
They literally they were
just go around.
I really liked
they're pretty good.
The first one is superb.
Yeah,
it is literally amazing.
But then
but he does want to bang the chimp.
Which is so weird.
But I suppose in the Tim Burton one, he wants to bang the chimp.
He kisses her in it.
I suppose like if you land on I was gonna say if you land on a planet of chimps and you have to live there.
Spoiler alert!
But like
it's our planet.
But there is other women just kind of like there is other humans.
There is humans.
Like he doesn't have to bang the chimp.
He doesn't have to bang the chimp. He chooses to bang the
chimp. And they have that like awkward kiss moment, Mark Wahlberg and the chimp.
That's Helena Bonham Carter as well.
Sorry, but if you told me that Marky Mark from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch would be kissing chimps in Tim Burton's remake of Planet of the Apes.
But let's get back to the actual remake before we talk about fucking horrible Tim Burton.
We're just going to talk about Rise for the moment because...
Well, honestly, while I'm saying this is one of the best reboots ever, or not reboots, remakes, because...
I would call it a soft reboot.
A soft reboot. A prequel reboot. A boot re. But I actually think as a trilogy, this was one of the most disappointing trilogies that I've ever watched.
The third one
got worse. It got worse.
I didn't think
the first two were great.
I loved War.
I liked Dawn, but I wasn't like I liked elements of Dawn, but I didn't think it was anything on Rise.
No, it wasn't. But I did really like Dawn. I did come out of it going, like that was really good. I thought the story was excellent.
I thought War was like really, really genuinely awful. Like it really didn't have much.
It's very long, and I feel like it's long, and the stakes are so high. But I just feel like the first two have much more smaller nuclear stories.
Yeah, which work a lot
better.
Like how they fleshed out Caesar in that franchise is amazing.
I do like how they show that, like in the third one, the simian flu basically makes humans mute and like dumb, essentially. Which I really like that aspect.
It contributes to
it contributes to the universe.
So not only do apes get more intelligent, but also humans have been
humans are getting
apes strong, human weak.
Yeah, but I do think that like just even the inclusion of Woody Harrelson for whatever reason for me,
he was hot shit.
He was hot shit,
but it's just kind of like, right, well, this takes away from the ape. You know,
I wanted James Franco to come back.
But I thought Jason Clarke was good in the second one as well.
I really like Jason Clarke. And an actress I absolutely detest and everything else, Kerry Russell. She didn't bother me in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I remember specifically being worried about it because for some reason I hate her and I can't put my finger on it. But I went to go see it and I was like, she's fine. Which is like, it's always a plus.
But isn't it like, I feel like the world building and construction of like why the Planet of the Apes happened in Rise of the Planet of the Apes is just so genius. That James Franco is a scientist, neuroscientist working on a cure for Alzheimer's. And he has a tester chimp that he sneaks out because he's going to be killed. And then from there it just progresses, like he basically tested on him and he becomes intelligent because it builds brain cells essentially like that.
Isn't the guy who plays the dad and everything?
John Lithgow. He's the dad in
He's got Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he's your sci-fi dad.
Phenomenal in this, is that
amazing.
Yeah,
so
like,
good.
They play on so many not tropes, but like real life events, like the whole like
the piano,
the ape flipping out in public, like biting the finger off a cop, and like just. There were so many little elements that you were like, this is so believable, and it was believable up until the end. And I think like you don't feel like you're not in the real world when you're watching Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
No, and like the thing about the Planet of the Apes franchise is that I think the reason it's so successful is because humans have a fascination with apes because we have an affinity to them. You know what I mean? And I thought Rise got that perfect. Like even at the start of it opens up with Caesar's mother being killed. She gets fucking 7 bullets put into her, and the reason she flips out is because she's protecting her baby.
Yeah. And
like everyone misinterprets it as, no, this ape has gone fucking wild. Like, and so they toy around with like animal cruelty and how we like treat animals and stuff and all. And
even Draco being this.
Draco's hilarious.
Poor man, Jesus Christ, he's. Well, not in this movie, but in general, he's just Draco. Like.
It's so sad when Caesar has to go in with all of like the bad apes, and he's in his little clothes.
Bullied. Yeah, he's wearing his shirt.
He's like Will from the In-Betweeners going to school.
But that was brilliant. As you say, Jack, the stakes were much lower. They were very contained, and all you're watching is how will Caesar get out of this one?
But that's what it is. And then like there's so many unbelievable scenes. But like one thing that really, like you're talking about the fascination with apes, this really got me thinking of like, can apes who speak sign language speak to each other through sign language?
I wonder about that.
I don't know. Man. We've talked about that fucking gorilla before. What was
Coco the gorilla?
Who
cried when Robin Williams died.
Yeah, which is insane.
Fuck me. Apes are class.
They're amazing.
Me too, Coco. Me too. But I even like the scene where the gorilla tackles the policeman on the horse and just like head on tackles the horse. Or like the orangutan's picking up like the manhole and just flinging it across. And it's just like, God, these things are so unbelievably
and you
strong.
had like the orangutans crawling under the Golden Gate Bridge. I was like, this movie.
Because it's literally like
perfect.
If they like got a bit of fucking wits about them, we're done.
Exactly. If they were like a brain bit more intelligent than us.
Together strong human.
I was at the zoo recently, and it was weird because of COVID and everything, but the orangutan enclosure is like 2 separate enclosures, and above the pathway that that you walk through is like a rope that they go between.
Yeah.
And one climbed up, and he was wearing a cape. Like, as he was crossing, he took the cape in his foot, climbed across, came down the other side and put the cape back on, and I was like, it's like ape together strong.
So we kind of actually touched on the same one there that we both liked.
I know, yeah, and I wanted to flesh it out.
It's a perfect choice. It's a great choice.
I've got some. Do you have another one that you want to talk about?
Well, I'd love to have a good conversation about Blade Runner 2049, because this was one that I did neglect seeing when it came out, and the main reason I neglected seeing it because I was never overly a fan of the original Blade Runner, and Jack and Paul had a nightmare situation going to see this film. It started
at 8, and there's 20 minutes of ads, and then there's this movie, and then we had to get a fucking taxi home from 10.
Oh god,
2 hours 44 minutes.
It is long.
It is,
these are self-indulgent movies. They are.
Well, what I did read is Denis Villeneuve. He basically had
one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, he had the film split into 4 sections, and each section essentially could have been its own film. And
yeah, I kind of see that.
You can see that in Blade Runner 2049, and the studio were like, "Here, you need to make it. Will we release it in 2?"
Whoa, they actually gave him the option.
And he was like, no fucking way, because I respect it. You release a film in 2 parts. I'd rather sit down and watch a 3-hour film than 2 separate films of the same story.
I couldn't imagine myself going to see a sequel, another one. Like,
and that would be the curse of like fucking where we were going through that weird phase where like Twilight and
we split the last movie into 2.
That was fucking brutal.
That was a horrible.
That was literally just money.
Yeah,
but,
even Harry Potter did that shit.
Yeah, Harry Potter got away with it because they set the trend of it. I don't think they needed to do it, but they got away with it.
Well, no, the first movie's pretty good.
I think that
I thought the final 2 were perfectly fine.
I think that it's a bit cursed by the split in the 2 though, because like if you put that full film together, it would definitely be the best franchise ending of all time, and I don't think people consider it.
You wouldn't sit through it,
No, but not 4 hours. But there's obviously things that you can cut out, you know.
Also, they're not that long. The last 2, they're about like 2 hours 10 each or something like that, which is like.
Well, I'm saying like you could give the option. Imagine being like the finishing probably.
You can watch it all.
One of the biggest in the top 5 franchises of all time. Just being like, here's a fucking 4-hour movie.
I mean, let's be real. People would have gone see it anyway.
Yeah,
they just do an interval.
Yeah, a 15-minute interval.
Let's normalize fucking intervals.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, if you're going to see a long movie, normalize.
Blade Runner 2049. What I will say about it is, it's definitely a film that was made for the cinema.
100%.
And that's just even because
it was fucking.
You know what? It's
beautiful, isn't it?
I don't know about you guys, but like sound design in films is so kind of here or there. Like sometimes I'm sitting at home and I have my television volume on full blast, and I'm literally like, I cannot hear what they're fucking saying.
What the hell is going on?
The sound design in this is phenomenal, and it's made for IMAX. It's literally what it's made for. Even the composer's Hans Zimmer, like fucking all great sci-fi films.
Everything points to it to like being perfect. I think.
And it is. And you have Roger Deakins, cinematographer.
He finally won. Yeah. His
I think
Oscar.
Everyone is aware that he's the GOAT.
He's literally the best cinematographer, and he'd been nominated at that point like 11 times, and he finally won for Blade Runner 2049. And he's done better stuff.
He won again this year for 1917.
Did he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I know that
I'm pretty sure.
I know that he did this,
but he hadn't won up to that point, and he had done the original Blade Runner and stuff as well.
He did he? Sorry, did he do the cinematography for the original?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, he's been going years.
Because that's yeah. Well, I'll tell you that. Yeah, won 2 Oscars, 1917. If he didn't win for 1917,
what is he going to win for?
There'd be protests.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. That
movie was
marvel,
groundbreaking.
Sam Mendes, I mean,
everything.
Got carried on that. Like,
100%.
So good.
I rewatched it recently. It's fucking fantastic.
It's so good.
You can watch it so many times.
The biggest achievement Blade Runner did was getting fucking Harrison Ford back
to come back.
Let's just get it clear, right? This actor doesn't like acting.
No, he does not at all.
He likes crashing planes.
Yeah. He likes flying planes and being an arsehole.
But you're right, he made his money in the 80s. He does not want anything to do with acting
and he
now.
Fucking hates sequels.
He does. And like, he's not even that good a serious actor. Although I thought he was great in Blade Runner 2049.
You think that he's not that good a serious actor?
I mean, what have I seen him in?
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive is excellent, but that's an action movie. You know, it's an action movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's an action movie that takes itself very seriously. So
true,
it does spill into drama at the same time.
It's a great movie.
It's kind of like a thriller.
It's a really good movie.
But I get what you mean. He's a franchise actor as well as kind of but I mean, Star Wars got him back. So Blade Runner.
True.
And what I think he almost wanted to know, because there was a big argument back in the day between him and Ridley Scott of whether or not Deckard is in fact a replicant.
Yeah.
And
well, I want to give
this
a little
film
bit
doesn't answer that.
No, and I want to give a little bit of background to the first Blade Runner because
have you seen the version? Right, sorry. There's 3 versions of Blade Runner. I just want to say, have you seen the version where you have reused clips of The Shining? Reused clips of The Shining with the fucking
the shot from
the mountain shot,
the fjord,
literally
the aerial shot of like the woods.
Yeah.
And it's Harrison Ford talking
over it is the worst.
I was watching it and I was like, surely this is reused.
A joke.
I was like, surely this is The Shining. Like, no, it wasn't even. I've seen this before. I was like, this is The Shining. Like, I know. Like, I've watched The Shining like twice this year. I was like, this is fully The Shining. And then I read it and it was like, reused clips from Stanley Kubrick, The Shining.
Like,
and Ridley Scott was like, why the fuck is this in it?
So what happened was, you had the original version of Blade Runner, which is more or less the one you'll see now. So there's the director's
theatrical version.
The one that you buy on YouTube. Basically.
Yeah, well, so there's the final cut, and then you see, so there was Blade Runner, then there was the director's cut, and then there was the final cut.
We saw the final cut, Jack.
The final cut is the best one in my opinion.
Did we? We watched it downstairs, didn't we?
With the unicorn at the start, and and it ends with just the lift closing,
which is perfect. And the final cut is the best one. The director's cut isn't that much different.
It's very similar.
It's very similar. The original version,
it's
a completely different fucking movie. And I was reading about that. So they called Harrison Ford back and they were like, "Hey, the studio has some problems. They don't think it makes sense. You're gonna need to come back and do some voiceover." And he was like, "What?" He's like, "Are you for fucking real?"
He does deny this now.
And I know he denies this. There's no way. There's no way. That he phoned it in. He came in and like mumbles them. You could tell he was sitting there like, I was, and you're like, this guy is falling asleep recording a voiceover, and I could tell he just didn't want to do it. And
it's like John Wayne spec shit.
It literally is like it's literally like, how are you?
Fuck's sake! We're harder. Me and Rachel,
you get paid handsomely for what you do.
Rich man.
No, to be fair, it was for the good of the movie in this scenario. Like
because
that just shouldn't have happened.
They had to re-release it, and fair enough. And I was so glad when Denis Villeneuve got 2049 because he's a man who respects the original source material.
Well, he based it off the final cut.
Yeah.
So he went with the final cut.
Oh yeah, like when you're watching it, it's a direct sequel.
It's a sequel to the final cut.
It's not a sequel to.
It's the same way that Doctor Sleep is a sequel to Kubrick rather than Stephen King.
Stephen King, yeah.
But,
which was a very weird choice.
It is a very weird choice. We can talk about remakes as well. The Stephen King Shining remake.
Yeah.
It was a TV fucking film. But anyway, I think Blade Runner 2049 is very needed when it comes to the two films, and the reason I say that is because whilst both of these films look phenomenal, I think that the world around them is one of the most interesting dystopias, and both sound incredible. I don't think anyone would deny that for a second. That they just sound amazing. Like you could sit there and listen to the Blade Runner fucking score
compared to Nolan. Because I actually watched the opening scene of The Dark Knight Rises today with the original dub and then the redub. And the original dub sounds like they're in that fucking plane with the mic, like, "Okay, Christian, can you go again this time?" And it's like you're in a propeller plane, and obviously the fucking test audience is like, whatever. It's such a difference.
Are these available on YouTube?
Yeah, available on YouTube.
I should watch these.
Side by side.
Yeah, I must watch these.
So it's actually very, very interesting.
But anyway, I definitely think that Blade Runner 2049 was needed just for the whole general story. I thought that Blade Runner was a good story. It didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really, for the scale of the universe, it didn't really fit. I don't know,
I think it's like having this massive story you want to tell, but also wanting to take advantage of the visuals.
And the original Blade Runner, there's an enormous expansive story that you're trying to edge at, played out through basically like a regular noir kind of noir trope detective genre,
which I fucking loved.
Straight up. And I did. I love that. I kind of love that aspect to it. I loved the line at the end is like one of my favorite, like Tears and Rain. It's one of my favorite lines in any film. I just thought that the whole film I was kind of left after, like, kind of wanting more, but also at the end I was kind of waiting for it to finish. I know you were the same as me, Jack.
Yeah, and if anyone turns around to me and says they don't like Blade Runner 1, I totally get it. Like, it is.
It's one of those things, yeah. It is.
I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, it's this. Like, it is hard work.
Yeah.
You have to sit through it.
But like, you can look at old noir films like, say, Chinatown, for example.
It's very similar.
You're going into Chinatown knowing that it's a slow burner noir kind of private detective.
Isn't it crazy to think those movies only came out a couple of years apart?
Yeah.
Which is insane.
But that's it, though. When you go back to watch Blade Runner, you're not expecting Chinatown, you're expecting Star Wars.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, it's a bit of
cool. Especially the fucking poster. The poster makes that shit
The poster is so iconic.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a bit of a punch in the gut when you get in there and you're sitting there for 2 hours basically
waiting for anything to happen.
Waiting for something to happen. Whereas I do think that Blade Runner 2049 is, again, I like the just the visuals behind it is enough to kind of like enthrall you into this film a lot more than the first one, even though because the first one's very dark. But I mean the scene where like
shit looks
like where everything's snowing, where everything's desert in 2049, that where everything's green, like there's so
and just
many
the scale of like like the use of like buildings and monuments, everything's intimidating, and
I like
everything's
his
and there's a lot more.
Too.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a really cool.
That ripped my heart out watching that in the movie.
But that's a very different approach to kind of the whole idea of like what it means to be human. Because like
and
we already know that replicants are like, from the first one you're already like, well, replicants are essentially human. But from now they're adding this new kind of AI hologram person that could be what does it mean for that person to be human?
It's the fucking future, no?
It definitely is.
And then he realizes afterwards that like
how many people have these
in the house,
and it just breaks your heart watching it. Like it's just, and I should just say as well, Ryan Gosling nailed this. Like he is such a good actor.
He plays the character from Drive, but 400 years in the future.
Literally,
no, 20 years in the future. This is when it's based. 2040,
which is crazy. Like
2049.
But
okay.
I still have a few bits. I just watched this fucking film. It was 3 hours. I'm not talking about it for fucking 4 minutes. But I do think though that as a film, I would say that this is better than the original.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
And I think that that's kind of a consensus. I still don't think that it's a mind blowing film. Like I wouldn't say it's a must watch, in my opinion, because I think there's a load of bits in it that like. Say for example, now it does obviously twist and turn at the end, and there's a lot more of a story than the original.
Much more
there's
of a story.
A lot more of a kind of almost a twist, and it's a lot more ambiguous, the whole thing.
There's action in it as well, which is like a massive thing for Blade Runner. Like.
And like the overall kind of gist to it is very interesting. Like what it means to be human again is essentially the core kind of the thing they're exploring. But I do think that there's just so many elements to it that it's just kind of like like when they're like. Tell me when the cop is like, when the head of the cops is like, fucking tell me one of your memories. Like, you know that memory is gonna be like he's going to go explore that memory. Or it's like, oh, if you break when she's put in the panel and it's like, well, if I break this then you're gone, and it's like, oh well, that's happening next scene. And there's a lot of elements like that kind of annoyed me about it. I don't know, it's a bit bloated for me, but it's definitely better than the original.
So that brings up an interesting thing about like remakes that are better than the original.
Yeah, I have a few. I've got so many remakes written here. I'm actually going to do a little quick fire around here. The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith.
Oh.
Is it the banger or is it crap?
I remember liking it at the time. I feel like if I watched it
saw it in the cinema.
Yeah.
No, it's an unbelievable film, but the final kick at the end is the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen on film in general.
Yeah, that is.
But before you move on from that, something that I do want to talk about, which is also a remake or just a reboot and kind of a sequel, Cobra Kai. What an unbelievable!
I need to get on that shit. I'm shit at watching series.
I'm so shit
at watching series.
Nope.
It's the best.
I saw it was on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
I watched the trailer for it, and
essentially it comes from, I think, How I Met Your Mother. I'm almost positive it comes from.
What do you mean, like?
Because in How I Met Your Mother, Barney, he's such a fan of fucking Johnny in Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And he thinks that Johnny was the one who was basically fucked over, and he goes into his whole explanation about how Johnny was.
Fuck, I remember this.
I mean, that's the premise of Cobra Kai.
Ralph Macchio fucked him over, and then 5 years later, Cobra Kai comes out, and it can't be a coincidence. Like,
That's
I'm
a good
almost
point.
positive it is, and it works so well. Like you're rooting for both Johnny and Ralph Macchio. I forget what Johnny's
I'm gonna fucking
actual
start
name
that
is.
shit's nice. Annie. This was remade in 2014 with Jamie Foxx.
This was a disaster.
Wait, you think that's better than the original?
No, it's just a quick
We're doing hot or not, basically. I'm going for a fucking big not on this.
I was never even a massive fan of the original one, but I just knew straight away that is going to be a disaster.
Well, it's all like they tried to modernize it, make it like all like.
in a play.
Did you?
A school play, yeah. Fun fact.
Yeah, it's just like it's a lot of auto-tune.
Yeah, I just remember that the music was like,
and the Amazing Spider-Man.
Terrible.
Really shit.
Overall terrible. Very little.
Doesn't Micheál Martin kind of look like the lizard in the first one?
Oh my god, he does.
Yeah,
he does look like Kirk. What's his name? Kirk Lazar? Is that his name?
Here's a fucked one. Here's one that's fucked. Vince Vaughn starring in
Psycho. The shot for shot Gus Van Sant remake.
Except it was in colour, which no one wanted.
And this must be a joke. It must be. I watched a couple of scenes from this, and it's like they tried to like use fucking 1960s film techniques because of the pure limitations or whatever. In the 2000s, it was and like that scene when he's going down the stairs, your man from Fargo.
Oh man,
real punchable face.
It was fucking terrible. What is his name? William H. Macy.
That was brutal.
I feel like Vince Vaughn. How does that get funded though? Like no one wanted.
Well, you see,
shock value.
I'm trying to understand that one because Gus Van Sant directed that, who I think is a terrible director, but he made Good Will Hunting, so I can't really knock him for that. But he made that fucking movie about the Columbine shooting Elephant, which is the most boring fucking movie I've ever seen. He made this fucking Psycho film. Why? I mean, like, but he had a bit of clout, and I think he was a little bit avant-garde at the time, and I think everyone was afraid to question what he was doing. And then it just also they cast it with terrible actors like Vince Vaughn as fucking Norman Bates. And like I'm not saying Anthony Perkins.
I just have a question, but continue.
I'm not saying that Anthony Perkins was a particularly amazing actor, but he was perfect as Norman Bates.
But it's even just that like Norman Bates had never been seen, so like any actor could have done it.
You can't redo
it. What's your question?
What's that movie where Vince Vaughn is trying to make the car? It's like a muscle car. But it's like clean energy muscle car. Come back to me next week. I really want to fucking rewatch this movie.
What?
Yeah, just do the research for me. If anyone who listens knows, it might be Vince Vaughn. They're trying to make a muscle car like a Camaro, but be electric. That's what it is. Okay.
Is this new?
No, it's some brutal film that's in the deep recesses of my mind that I think about sometimes.
Although I remember Brawl and Cellblock 99.
Oh, unbelievable!
That's an unbelievable.
Yeah, you guys love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great film.
No.
You need to fucking watch it tonight. Fan 4 Stick, we've been deep into this.
That's a mess.
Rotten Tomatoes just announced that is rated the fourth worst superhero film of all time.
And it's 4 fantastic
films. That's really shit.
That got me thinking though of like, what do you consider? Because like when I'm talking about the worst superhero films of all time, I'm not really including that in it because that's just so shit. You know, it's like kind of Wolverine Origins. Like, I'm not going to include Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, but you kind of have to.
You kind of have to. Like, they were part of cinema, you know what I mean?
Iron Man 3 all day.
I was hyped for Fan 4 Stick as well when it came out, and then I saw it and I was like...
Well, I like the Fantastic Four. I don't... Yeah, look, we talk about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we ranted about this.
Star Trek reboot. First one was...
I liked the first one.
Good. The second one was remake of The Wrath of Khan with different actors.
Yeah.
And the third one was brutal. Godzilla. The 2000s remake where Godzilla gets killed by 2 planes.
I'm glad you brought this one up, okay?
The Goldblum.
I really liked the latest Godzilla movie, King of the Monsters. I was a big fan of it.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the Bryan Cranston original.
No, so
that was dog shit.
I was really disappointed by that because they just wouldn't show you Godzilla, and that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Godzilla.
It was marketed extremely well.
Oh, it looked amazing.
Bryan Cranston was just off of Breaking Bad.
They had that shot where the fella's jumping literally from the plane onto Godzilla. Like, I was like, this is going to be amazing. Yeah. But so in the King of the Monsters one, they were like, fuck it, let's just have fucking Godzilla in it, and he's fighting Mothra, and he's fighting
all of the kaiju in general.
Yeah, the kaiju. Yeah. I just love it. They were just like, let's make a kaiju movie. I'm
extremely excited for when they will eventually go ahead and make Kong versus
that's
Godzilla.
Coming soon.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Yeah. I also wasn't.
Skull Island, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, also another remake.
We've talked about that before.
But like
the Mummy, we can't continue talking about the Mummy. Tom Cruise's The Mummy needs to obviously Brendan Fraser's a golden movie, greatest movie of all time. Tom Cruise's one apparently was shit.
It was shit. It was.
But even no, just before we move on from Godzilla and Matthew Broderick Godzilla, incredible. There's a consensus on that, isn't there?
What?
No, Godzilla gets killed by 2 airplanes.
The Roland Emmerich one, where like Godzilla...
Do you not think that's fucking unbelievable?
No, I think it has a special place in my childhood.
Yeah. But I mean, if it has a special place in your childhood, it's a good film.
They made him a T-Rex, and interesting fact, they changed the style of Godzilla for that movie because Jurassic Park was doing so well.
Yeah.
So they made him look more like a dinosaur.
And they did, and he looks unbelievable in that, though, I gotta say. And like, do you not remember like the television show that came off?
I do remember that.
Was it an animated series?
Yeah,
it was an animated
series. It was the same Godzilla from the Matthew Broderick and Jack Black King Kong just before again.
Sorry, the Peter Jackson King Kong is incredible.
And the PlayStation 2 game for that is pretty banging.
That is amazing.
Oh yeah,
that is amazing.
That's a pretty fucking banging game.
And they got all the actors. They got Adrian Brody to do the voiceover for that video game.
What else is fucking Adrian Brody doing? To be fair, I've always said since I started liking film, I've always said if you want to ruin a film,
I like the penis.
Put Adrian Brody in it.
I like the penis.
Everyone likes the penis.
Everyone likes the penis. Like that's
Speaking of Adrian Brody. Did you guys ever watch that Predators movie that he was in?
Yeah.
I liked the concept a lot, but they just messed it up big time. And he was so miscast.
Yeah, so did I, but I was literally like going into it. I was like, if you want to ruin a film, put Adrian Brody in it, you know? It's like that Stanford experiment, you know, when the prisoners are...
Adrian Brody's in that, isn't he?
Yeah.
That went straight to DVD.
No,
Adrian
that was in cinema.
No, it didn't.
I saw that in cinema.
One of them went to...
They brought out I think they brought out a sequel to that one again.
But it looked so...
A sequel? What did they do? Do it again?
It was called,
fuck. What have we done again?
It was called The Predator.
Oh, I'm talking
about
Stanford Prison
Stanford.
Oh, the Stanford Prison Experiment. That did go straight to DVD.
Yeah.
I saw that, and like I was literally like, there's every other performance in this, bar Adrian
They could
Brody.
make a great movie with that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I think there is one that's okay, but
I also think as well. Apparently, the Stanford Prison Experiment has been widely discredited to like not have shown anything scientific whatsoever.
Oh no,
well, yeah,
but the movie could be.
Is your man from the morning show, Dr. Billy? What's his face? He's Dr. like Zumo or whatever.
Yeah, well, his name is something like that in real life. It's something like that.
I'm gonna end it on a banger because we're over time now. But True Grit, one of the best remakes of all time, and we completely brushed over that.
I can't believe I forgot about this. I love True Grit. We talked about this in the Coens.
I feel like True Grit is a lot in the same vein as kind of like Django Unchained, where it's very similar,
Django.
but it's not.
But Django's not really a remake.
Yeah, but I don't think True Grit is really a remake, though. Do you think?
No, it is.
True Grit is basically.
Well, it's
but it basically follows the story.
A bit more,
They basically follow the story spot. And I love the original True Grit.
Fuck, I didn't realize we were on time. I was going to talk about Disturbia's Rear Window.
Let's talk briefly about that. Let's give it.
I did not know Disturbia was a remake.
It's Rear Window. It's exactly the same thing as Rear Window, which is the Alfred Hitchcock movie. Rear Window is Jimmy Stewart looking out his
he breaks his leg.
And
he's confined to his apartment for weeks, so he just starts watching people through his window. And he sees this woman essentially kind of get murdered across the way, or suspect that she's going to get murdered.
She's murdered. Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years.
That sounds banging.
But Disturbia,
it's great.
Disturbia is that, except it's
teen angst.
It's teen angst.
It's amazing,
and it's American sexy teens as well.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's hard,
and it's got our boy Shia LaBeouf.
Have we done a LaBeouf podcast?
We should do a LaBeouf podcast.
He's going through some shit at the moment.
He really is. He's having a hard time.
That poor dude. I saw him get sold a Pitbull recently. That was pretty.
Did you see him on? Did you see him smoking the joints on Zoom?
Yeah,
that was great.
They reenacted Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay, here's a fucking mental fact to finish the podcast. Right, Heat. Yeah, y'all like that movie?
Yeah, it's
Al Pacino, De Niro. It's good. It's got an 8.2 on IMDb.
Michael Mann movie.
Michael Mann remade his own movie. That movie, okay, is called LA Takedown. You can watch it on YouTube. It's the exact same thing, except with not Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
So it's basically
he remade his own old script. Because he went back, shot a couple of test shots, went, I don't know about this. Found the old script a couple of years later, boom, made Heat. Got an 8.2 on IMDb.
That is insane. That explains why Heat is overrated.
And
I think Heat is so overrated.
Could also, I've never seen Heat.
Man, he is
extremely
like, I was talking about this
It's
recently,
fine.
like Serpico. Like, it's fine. It's Al Pacino back in the fucking 80s, like, you know, it's not
just going around and be like,
special.
So that's a fucked up fact.
That is extremely
Also, before we end, women reboots with just an all-female cast fuck you as a concept.
They've literally and don't tell us that we're wrong for not liking these.
They've literally,
because it just makes me not go see these.
I don't think a single all-female reboot has ever been successful.
I don't think it's ever even made money, which like is why I'm just kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But you know what? I even hate the likes of the Charlie Angels reboot. And the Charlie Angels was so campy, and it was unbelievable, the original ones, and it was completely like old kung fu and shit like that. Like everyone digged it, you know.
Quentin Tarantino
people jumping with attached to strings, and you could see the strings, you know, shit like that.
Exactly.
But the new one, it's so based and geared towards kind of like
James
we're
Bond.
Women and shit, you know.
We can do it cool.
And they don't mention for like any point in the movie that they're not women. And that actually is, you can go and look at the dissection of like how many times that the Charlie Angels in this talk about how they're women.
It's literally the boys, women get it done. Girls get it done.
It's
literally
and
that.
That's what they fucking. This is why I love. We got to do a full review of The Boys, season 2 and season 1 probably as well.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I love so much about The Boys, where it's like they're talking about like
the actual industry it's operating.
This is all just marketing.
Yeah.
You know, like who plays the fucking name? Kristen Stewart in this? She doesn't give a fuck. She's getting paid millions and millions.
She's also a terrible actress, by the way.
And it's directed by Elizabeth Banks, who is the like sex fiend and 40-year-old virgin.
Holy shit!
You know, it's directed by her now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
why?
And Zack and Mary make a porno.
Yes, that's what she's in. I haven't seen that movie in years.
As a director, I believe that she did make.
That's a Judd Apatow movie.
A good film before this. But you can again watch all of her interviews where it's girls get it done.
Yeah, it's literally,
you know, it's literally girls get it done. And again,
you had
it with Ocean's 8.
You
had it with the Ghostbusters movie.
Well, Ocean's 8, like, what were they doing? Ghostbusters.
That was stupid, and that's also a remake. Everything's a remake.
Everything's a remake, kids. Everything's a remake. So look, we should wrap it up because we've gone 10 minutes over our time. There was a lot to talk about in the podcast. We probably could have made that one either a 2-part or longer, but we decided to keep it brief. So guys, next week we've got a very special episode. We have got the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
Finally.
This is probably going to be a 2-parter.
It's either going to be a very long 1-parter or it's going to be a 2-parter.
We're definitely going to go back to at least the hour and a half.
100%.
Just briefly.
We might do 2 hour-and-a-half episodes. Yeah, because there's so much shit to talk about. Also have to watch all the Star Wars movies this week.
We've also given out about them in the past. You know how we feel about them, but it's also something we're extremely passionate about and we love.
We love them.
So we're excited to talk about those and really just spend a whole episode just talking Star Wars. And look, The Mandalorian Season 2 is coming out, so it'll be a good excuse to talk about that as well.
And it'll be a good excuse for everyone to just kind of catch back up on Star Wars.
Exactly, yeah.
Get excited for it.
Get excited for it again.
It's all there.
Exactly. So, and speaking of Star Wars, technically Star Wars are just remakes of old fucking Japanese samurai movies.
Seven Samurais.
But as usual, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we hope the new setup works out. We hope things sound a little bit crisper. You can hear our voices a little bit better. We also, let us know, guys, give us a bit more feedback if you're liking the hour-long episode, if you like us keeping it brief, or maybe you like things a little bit more when they were going longer. As usual, guys, you can listen to us on Spotify. Please subscribe to us on Spotify, follow us on Spotify, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because that helps out massively. And as Jack said at the start, we're on YouTube now. Please subscribe.
Feature podcast.
We're going to be Jack's going to be going through our back catalogue, as painstaking as it is. Yeah. He's doing a great job at that, so keep an eye out.
Video is coming.
Bear with us, guys. It's all down the road. Thanks very much, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.